Welcome back to the Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Wu Ruiguo. In this final segment, we will continue our conversation with representatives from the Taiwan AIDS Foundation. And I'm going to start with Bevis. Bevis, you being the information and also the human resources director at the Taiwan AIDS Foundation for some time. And how would you think the advancement of modern information technology is helping the organization like the Taiwan AIDS Foundation to promote its causes and to convey its messages?
In Taiwan particularly, I think it's more than 80% Taiwan people, they usually access to internet to research information or doing their homework, shopping, anything like that. In Taiwan AIDS Foundation, we also think the technology information is very important, especially using this kind of tools for help us in our job and our work. So last year, we lead to the Google service, which can integrate our email and the file sharing and also the calendar. It let our colleague can use this kind of platform to work together.
Yes.
And once, if you cannot go to the office, but you just can find a place with a laptop and one line can access to the internet, and you can work.
Yes.
And my colleague, they can check the progress of the project.
Yes.
And they can check the calendars to see any activities happen or will happen in the near future. So they will quite understand the situation of the foundation development. And we use this kind of this tool already over half a year.
Half a year.
Yes, and they are quite happy because they can have holiday if they need.
Okay.
And then they can find a laptop or a PC and do their work at
anywhere.
home.
Yes.
So I think it's quite convenient because we use this kind of technology, and we let everyone can work everywhere.
Okay.
And we don't need to waste time and unnecessary waiting time and conversation.
Okay.
So now we have achieved our project. I think it's sooner and better than the past.
Okay, good. And we're going to turn over to Iris. Iris, you being a social worker at not only the Taiwan AIDS Foundation, other institutions as well. And you also studied social work and social welfare when you were in college and graduate school.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you then, what are some of the major problems or challenges that you see as a social worker in Taiwan? Do you think that there is enough support and opportunities out there for people like you who are interested in a career or in a number of years serving the public as a social worker?
People still think social worker is a volunteer.
Okay.
They don't think we are professional.
No.
Yeah. So that's very hurt me, So, and different field, we have to learn a lot of knowledge about your client.
Yes.
For example, my client are all AIDS patients or injection drug users. So I have to spend a lot of time to learn about drugs and AIDS therapies. The methadone therapy is a kind of drug, but it can maintain their life. They don't have to use heroin again
Okay.
they can use this methadone therapy.
Okay.
So I have to learn about all of the knowledge because my client.
Mm-hmm. What was the reaction from your family and friends when you told them that you want to pursue a career in social welfare or social work?
I have no difficulty in this part.
Okay.
My family support me a lot.
Support you very much.
Yes.
Okay. How about Bevis? And you, do you have any problems convincing? Because I know the kind of work that the both of you do, not well-paying jobs. Okay, and certainly, it is something of a concern, possibly to some families. And do you have that support, as Iris does, from your family and friends when you wanted to pursue a career in social public works?
For me, I think I don't have any kind of questions in this field.
Good.
My family, my friends is quite support me to do my work in this job.
Mm-hmm. Well, then let's expand our focus a little bit and talk about NGOs in Taiwan. Of course, there are many NGOs in Taiwan, including the Taiwan AIDS Foundation. Each NGO may have a single mission, or maybe may have multiple missions in their charter. But let me ask you then, both of you, is there enough support, whether it's from the government or from other civic organization or even from the corporate sector, to support the kinds of NGOs that we see in Taiwan today, including the Taiwan AIDS Foundation?
As I mentioned before,
yes.
The Taiwan society is focused to the treatment rather than prevention.
Okay.
The government it also reflect to the government's budget.
Okay.
I think about 25% the budget is for the treatment, mm-hmm. and only 5% is for the prevention.
Okay, 5% for the prevention, 85%, 95% for treatment. Is that the current breakdown of the budget?
Almost.
Almost.
Yes.
Okay, and you don't think that's the right breakdown?
But we do think the most important thing is to educate our next generation, the younger generation.
Okay.
To teach them how to prevent to get HIV.
Yes. But do you think that our government policy has done enough in that regard, Iris?
Okay, because our work required a lot of cooperation with the public sectors.
Yes.
Such as social bureau and the police department.
Okay.
Yes. But the cooperation is not so close because legal regulation cannot catch up the space of the real world.
Okay.
So it's hard.
Okay. Is it hard for you to raise funds from private sector, from corporations?
Corporations.
Yeah. They wouldn't want to contribute? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Because they didn't think that AIDS prevention is important, or is it because of other reasons?
I think because they don't understand, they even know about the AIDS, this kind of disease. Mm-hmm. So they will try to avoid to get any information about it. Mm-hmm. So in our foundation, we have trained more than 3 teachers. Mm-hmm. They are HIV infected people.
Oh, really?
But now they are doing speeches in the campus over the Taiwan.
Okay.
And this year we are going to break over 100 speeches in Taiwan.
Okay.
And it's quite important for the younger students and also for the Taiwan society, because Taiwan AIDS Foundation is trying to do indirectly to educate young people, young students in their campus, and especially from these infected people. They share their own experience, and the student will receive more information and feel the infected people's experience, and students will keep in mind.
Okay, good. After spending all these years working with the AIDS patients with the disease, with the families and friends. What would be the word of advice from both of you to our viewers at home who may or may not be affected by the AIDS disease, drawing from your experiences with the Taiwan AIDS Foundation? What would be your word of advice in combating this dreadful disease?
My advice is let your children or your family to receive the correct prevention information.
Okay.
And for the youngest, I think it's more earlier to get those information or knowledge.
Okay.
Even your children is just 5 degrees in the primary school.
Okay, good. Iris?
Okay, only two points.
Yes.
Don't use any drugs.
Okay.
And use condom when you have sex behavior.
Okay. Well, that's very sound advice from the both of you. Thank you again for agreeing to be on the Taiwan Outlook. It's really a pleasure to have you both here today.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time on McAdoo Television.